What if I told you that one of the most commonly recommended habits for leg circulation after 60 might not be enough to help you recover the way you expect? Many people stay active. They walk every day. They elevate their legs in the evening. Some even wear compression socks faithfully, and yet they still notice cold feet, swelling around the ankles, burning sensations, heaviness, or a growing fear of losing balance. What most people don't realize is this: circulation challenges after 60 are rarely about effort. They're about using the right movements in the right way. When blood struggles to travel efficiently down to your feet and back up toward your heart, the body begins sending quiet signals. These signals are easy to overlook at first, but over time they can affect healing speed, leg comfort, balance, and confidence with movement. After 60, natural changes happen inside the body. Arteries may become less flexible, veins can lose some of their strength. Blood has a harder time moving upward against gravity, especially if you sit often or move in repetitive ways that don't fully activate key muscles. By the time people reach their 70s, circulation issues in the legs are far more common than most realize, and many don't notice the early signs until daily activities start to feel harder than they used to. Here's the encouraging part. Improving circulation does not depend on walking more miles or pushing through discomfort. It depends on activating specific muscle systems that act like pumps inside your legs. Once you understand which muscles actually move blood upward, everything changes. The solution becomes simpler, safer, and far more effective than most people expect. I'm saving the most powerful movement for last, because once you understand how it works, you'll never look at leg exercise the same way again. This can be the difference between feeling steady and strong in your later years, or slowly losing confidence in your legs. Let's begin with movement number 5. Movement number 5. Seated ankle pumps. This movement looks almost too simple to matter. Many people underestimate it. But in rehabilitation settings, it's often one of the first movements used to support healthy circulation in the legs. Here's why it's important. Your lower legs contain a powerful muscle system, often described as the body's second pump. Every time certain muscles in your calves contract, they gently squeeze the veins in your lower legs and help guide blood back upward toward the heart. As we age, this pump can become less active, especially if we sit for long periods. When that happens, blood tends to linger around the ankles and feet. That can lead to swelling, stiffness, and a feeling of heaviness. Simple ankle pumping helps reawaken this system. Research in circulation-focused rehabilitation has shown that controlled ankle movements can support better blood return and reduce lower leg swelling in older adults, even without standing or walking. What matters most here is not speed or force, it's consistency and intention. Here's how to do it correctly. Sit comfortably in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your toes toward your shins while keeping your heels down. Then gently press your toes into the floor and lift your heels as if pressing a gas pedal. That's 1 repetition. Move slowly and with control. Aim for 20 to 30 repetitions 2 or 3 times per day. You can do this while watching television, reading, or sitting at the table. Unlike walking, which relies on momentum, ankle pumps create deliberate muscle contractions. These contractions help move stagnant blood out of the lower legs more effectively. Many people notice warmer feet, reduced swelling, and less pressure around the ankles over time. This movement is also one of the safest ways to begin supporting circulation if discomfort, fatigue, or balance concerns limit your mobility. But ankle pumps are only the beginning. They wake the system up. The next movement strengthens larger muscles that help keep blood from drifting back downward in the first place, and that's where more noticeable changes begin. Movement number 4, Seated leg extensions. Movement number 4 focuses on what happens higher up in the legs. Even though this exercise is done while seated, don't underestimate it. Recent research involving adults over 60 found that seated leg lifting exercises, especially when done with light resistance, were associated with meaningful improvements in walking comfort and stair confidence over just a few weeks. This matters because walking ability isn't just about fitness. It's closely tied to independence, balance, and overall movement confidence. Here's why this movement works when walking alone often doesn't. Seated leg extensions activate the muscles at the front of your thighs, along with the muscles that stabilize your hips and core. These muscles play a major role when you stand up, climb stairs, or recover your balance. When these muscles contract, they also help guide blood through the larger veins in the upper legs, reducing pooling and supporting healthier circulation. To perform this movement correctly, sit tall in a sturdy chair with your back firmly against the backrest. Both feet should start flat on the floor. Slowly lift one leg straight out in front of you, keeping the knee as straight as is comfortable. Hold the position for about 2 seconds, then lower the leg slowly and with control. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, then switch sides. The detail many people miss is posture. Keeping your back supported prevents momentum and ensures the correct muscles are doing the work. That's where the real benefit comes from. As this movement becomes easier, light resistance can be added. Even a small amount makes a difference. The body responds to gradual challenge at any age. This exercise helps reduce stiffness, supports steadier walking, and strengthens muscles that assist blood flow higher in the legs. But even strong muscles won't help much if balance reactions aren't working well. That's why the next movement becomes especially important. Movement number 3. Standing heel raises with support. Movement number 3 focuses on a muscle group that is often overlooked yet deeply connected to both circulation and stability. What surprised many researchers studying aging and mobility is how strongly calf strength is linked to independence later in life. People with stronger, more responsive calf muscles tend to feel steadier, move with more confidence, and experience fewer balance scares. Here's why this matters for circulation. Your calf muscles act like a mechanical pump. Every time they contract, they gently compress the deep veins in your lower legs and help move blood upward against gravity. When these muscles are weak or underused, blood tends to linger in the lower legs, leading to swelling, heaviness, and slower response when you shift your weight. This movement is different from casual walking. It combines strength, circulation support, and balance awareness all at once. That combination is exactly what the body relies on when you catch yourself during a misstep. Here's how to do it safely and correctly. Stand behind a sturdy chair or near a countertop. Place your hands lightly on it for support. Your feet should be about hip-width apart. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as is comfortable. Pause at the top for 2 to 3 seconds while looking straight ahead. Then lower yourself slowly, taking about 3 seconds to come back down. That pause at the top is important. It allows your muscles and balance system to work together rather than rushing through the movement. Start with 10 repetitions. Over time, work your way up to 20 or even 25 as strength improves. Many people notice improvements not only in leg comfort, but also in ankle stability and reaction speed. This movement supports circulation while also helping you feel more secure on your feet, and it does so without putting stress on the joints. Now, as effective as this movement is, we're moving into the top 2 for a reason. The next one connects circulation and balance in a way that walking never does. Movement number 2, single leg circulation. Hold movement number 2 is one many people underestimate. At first glance, it may look like a simple balance exercise, but its impact goes far beyond that. Studies observing older adults over time have consistently found that the ability to stand on one leg is closely linked to future mobility and confidence with movement. When balance declines, people naturally move less. And when movement decreases, circulation tends to slow down as well. This is where the downward cycle often begins. Here's why this movement matters for blood flow. When you stand on one leg, muscles in your calf, ankle, hip, and core must stay engaged continuously to keep you upright. That sustained contraction creates a steady pumping effect, especially in the lower leg. Unlike walking, where weight shifts quickly from one foot to the other, this movement keeps the pump active for an extended period. That steady engagement helps guide blood upward instead of letting it settle in the lower legs. Here's how to perform it properly. Stand next to a chair, wall, or countertop. Place one hand lightly on it for support. Shift your weight onto one leg. Lift the other foot just an inch or two off the floor. It doesn't need to go high. Stand tall. Keep your eyes forward. Breathe normally. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds, then switch legs. That's one round. Start with 2 rounds on each side. As this becomes easier, rely less on your hand for support. Eventually, you may be able to hover your hand without touching. What makes this movement powerful is time under tension. Those sustained muscle contractions help maintain circulation, strengthen stabilizing muscles, and improve how quickly your body responds when balance is challenged. People who practice this regularly often report feeling more confident while walking and standing, which encourages more movement overall. And consistent movement is essential for long-term circulation support. However, balance alone isn't enough. To truly encourage blood flow back toward the heart, you need the most effective version of the calf pump, the one that brings everything together. That brings us to movement number 1. Movement number 1, standing calf pump. Hold. Movement number 1 brings everything together. This is the movement many rehabilitation specialists rely on most when the goal is to support healthy blood flow in the legs after 60. And once you understand what's happening inside your body during this exercise, it becomes clear why it's so effective. Your calf muscles are not just there for walking. They act like powerful pressure pumps. When you rise onto your toes and hold that position, those muscles gently compress the deep veins in your lower legs. This helps guide blood upward, working with gravity instead of against it. The key difference here is the hold. That sustained position keeps the pump active long enough to move blood out of areas where it tends to settle. Walking alone doesn't create this kind of continuous activation. Short, quick steps simply don't keep the pump engaged long enough. Here's how to do this movement safely and correctly. Stand behind a chair or near a countertop. Hold on lightly for balance. Place your feet about hip-width apart. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as is comfortable. Now pause. Hold this top position for 3 to 5 seconds. Keep breathing normally. Look straight ahead. Then lower yourself slowly, taking about 3 seconds to come back down. That's 1 repetition. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. Over time, as control improves, work your way up to 15 or 20. The most important part is the pause at the top. That's where the real benefit happens. This sustained contraction supports blood movement, helps reduce lower leg heaviness, and strengthens the exact muscles your body relies on when you need to steady yourself quickly. Many people also notice improvements in walking comfort, ankle strength, and overall confidence with movement. And because this exercise places minimal stress on the joints, it can be done safely at home with support, even if you're cautious about balance. Bringing it all together. So now you have 5 movements that work together. Walking is valuable and it's worth continuing, but walking alone often leaves important gaps. It doesn't always activate the muscle pumps that help move blood upward, and it doesn't consistently train the balance systems that support steady movement. These 5 movements fill those gaps. They support circulation, help reduce swelling, strengthen key muscles, and improve balance awareness. Best of all, they don't require a gym, special equipment, or long workout sessions. Most people can complete all 5 in under 15 minutes a day. The key is consistency. Gentle, regular movement sends a powerful message to the body to keep systems working smoothly. Now I'd like to hear from you. Which of these movements surprised you the most? Or which one are you planning to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read them all, and your experience often helps others feel more confident starting. And before you go, take a moment to watch the next video on your screen. It introduces a simple wall-based movement that many people overlook, even though it can be very effective for supporting leg strength, balance, and joint comfort after 60. It may look simple, but when done correctly, the results can be surprisingly noticeable. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your legs, and I'll see you in the next video.